Hello, Dot Hackers. Today we're going to discuss the Chapter 4 of Dothack G Begins, released today on December 30th, 2021. This was released alongside Chapter 3 today on Thursday, so let's begin. Dothack Sign, Chapter 4, Catastrophe, art by Itsuki Hoshi, story by Masayuki Yano. Dothack Sign, Chapter 4, Catastrophe. A reminder that the square word bubbles here are Sora, aka Haseo's thoughts. And this time we have a new person speaking. This time you'll be denoted by some really dark round circles. These are going to be by Morgana, also known as Morgana Gone Mode from Dothack Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine, but also in Dothack Sign towards the end. So let's begin. When Tsukasa's spirit woke Aura, the girl constantly asleep in the world, the foe locking him in the game revealed itself, the twisted consciousness ruling this world. And here we see Aura, her eyes are waking up for the first time. Tsukasa, get away from that girl. She's a girl nobody should have woken up. We must dispatch her out of the way. So this is Morgana who's talking now. And here we have Tsukasa trying to protect Aura, along with their party, Subaru and Mimiru in the background, just like in the anime Dothack Sign. And then Tsukasa says, I'm not listening to you any longer. Yeah, all you are is horrible to Tsukasa. And this one is Mimiru talking. And it looks like we have one of the dumbbell guardians standing before them and get poised to attack. Here we have Tsukasa and Aura, but also in the scenery is Sora watching them. At this time, don't forget that Sora was working for Morgana as a backup plan to her plans. So here we have, I think this is going to be Tsukasa talking, but I still have to thank you. Thanks to you, I found Subaru, Mimiru, all these cherished friends. And now I know, if you don't want to see something, open your eyes. And then Sora goes, tch. And what I saw then was part of everything that was precious to me. No matter how hard it is to look, I'm not going to turn my eyes away from reality anymore. I'm going back to it. And then the dumbbell guardian is attacking, trying to do data drain. While Morgana shouts, nobody needs any of you. You'll meet your end here with Aura. And just as the dumbbell is attacking Tsukasa, here we have Sora jumping right in saying, ba-boom. And then Subaru says, you. And then Sora says, aha, this is looking fun. So I'll take over to repay you. Go on, get going. And then everyone says, thank you. And Tsukasa, Sora said, let's be friends. Sure, says Tsukasa. And Morgana says, what are you doing, Sora? And Sora says, I worked with you, lady, because I thought it'd be fun. And you can see in the bottom right panel, everyone's already gated out. And Sora's still there talking to Morgana. And then Sora says, but I'm going to have to backstab you. Sorry about that. Morgana says, so thoughtless. Sora says, what? You act way too fishy. No way I'd ever want to be your friend. So yeah, sorry. And then Sora's gating out. But then Morgana says, I see. Unfortunately, Sora did not get out. And then Sora says, I can't log out? And then suddenly, on this image, they're showing the censored version, but it's supposed to be a Celtic cross, like a crucifixion. And then that appears right behind Sora, and then Sora gets raised up into the air and says, what is this? Let me go. Morgana says, your plane went too far. And Sora says, no, stop it. Let me show you that something more painful than death does exist, said Morgana. And then here Sora's thinking, in the end, I was just a brat, while screaming in pain. On the left side, you see a claw, a hand, holding a staff. This is the hand of Skeeth. He's appearing right behind Sora, who's getting data drained by the wand. And then here we see Skeeth holding onto that wand. And at the top it says, Tsukasa safely left the world. And this is an image of Tsukasa now on the left, walking out of the hospital. And on the right it says, the idea that all would go well was just a convenient delusion my mind gave me, and I was trapped in it. And there you see Sora right in the belly of Skeeth. I became one of the lost ones. This is back in the real world. After Sora was data drained, you see his real life personality, Ryu, laying there on the floor with the controller out of his hand and the head mount display still attached to his face. At this point, Sora became one of the comatose victims of the Dothack series. And at the very bottom it says Dothack sign, the end. Now, unlike the last chapters, it doesn't say to be continued. This is the end, how Dothack sign finished up. But this story led into two different stories, technically three. First would be Dothack Infection, which is a PS2 video game back in 2002, 2003 in the US. The game included an anime called Dothack Liminality, which would be the real life events happening to another group of people. Now, that does have a scene with Skeeth. This is where the main character Mai is trying to run away from. So I don't believe any of the future chapters will cover Dothack Liminality. Definitely be covering Dothack, I imagine, because it has the events of how Sora escaped his comatose state, and the party called the Dothackers on how they saved him and everyone else who was comatose. There is another story called Dothack Zero, Phantom Pain. This was supposed to be a 3-volume light novel that was released in Japan. Only volume 1 was released in Japan, however. The other 2 chapters were never released, and the story kind of got its own wrap up in the PSP game Dothack Link. So if you have not had a chance to read Dothack Zero, be sure to head on over to our Discord server or our website to get the link to go to a wiki site that does have Dothack Zero translated into English, so you can learn more about that one. That one does involve some parts of Sora, but mostly Skeeth, and a few other characters, some from Dothack Sign, and some new characters. So if you don't know that story, be sure to check that out. That was released way back then in the early 2000s as well. So who knows what this webcomic's going to cover next. We will be here to cover every Thursday when these chapters are released, as we have been for the first 4 chapters. So if you like what you see here, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and join our Dothack Discord to discuss with us in real time all the events that are going on with the Nintendo Switch video game coming up soon in March, these Dothack Begins chapters, webcomics that are being released every week, and a few other things related to Dothack. And we hope to see you there, and thanks for watching.